Black unity is really going to be the undoing of some of these other groups of people. So it is no shock on my part, at least for me personally, when I come by them other groups of people, the ones who do try to break or make sure that there is no Black unity amongst the Black community globally. Because at the end of the day, Black unity is the way forward and should be the way forward for us. Us coming together as a collective, regardless of wherever it is that we are located, is how we are going to actually get to achieve those goals and take ourselves into the future in prosperity and in all things good. So, of course, there are going to be people who would be threatened by this because these people bank on us being divided because that benefits them. So, they do everything within their power to keep Black people divided for the aforementioned reason. And we see that in action in this video we're going to be looking at today, where this African man who's based in the USA and owns a construction company shared how the Latino he employed snitches on African Americans, trying to get them fired so that they can be replaced with Latinos. Check out the video and I'll meet you guys at the end.
In my company, I'm a Black man. I own a company. I hire a Latino. The Latino comes back and complain about the African Americans because the Latino thinks because I'm African, I don't have any relationship with the African American. The Latino comes to me and tell me that you are an immigrant. I'm an immigrant. That African American cannot work. I have Jose, I have Gonzalez, my brothers who know how to work very well. You need to fire the African Americans and I will bring a lot of hardworking Latinos who work for your company. This is my company as a Black man. My company. I was a contractor at Quantico Marine Base in Virginia. A contractor for General Electrics. And the Latino workers that are hired, they are snitching on the African American workers that are hired for me to fire the African Americans so they can bring Latinos to take their place.
I saw a comment that said they tried to use the immigrant unity card on him, and that comment is so real because that's what they try to do. They try to make this man turn his back on his people, throw them under the bus, basically, take food from their tables, right? Talking about we are the same because we are immigrants in this country, so choose us. Like, what? This is why, as a Black person, you need discernment and the ability to be able to see right through all of them people's BS, right? Because I just know there are some of our people who would fall for this. They'll fall for it and let them people use them to build up their communities while their own communities are abandoned. And the thing is, when you really think about it, these people don't care about this brother. Because if he weren't the owner of this company, guess what? They would have snitched on him too. They would have snitched on him too, because this wasn't about protecting his interests. This wasn't about, oh, we love this man so much, so we're thinking about what's best for him. This wasn't about him. This was about them and what's best for them trying to uplift their own community, right? Over our own community, over Black people. That's what this is about, right? So, and I don't think that's something I need to say, but I just want to say it just in case there are some people who may be thinking that like maybe they are trying to look out for him and whatnot. Like, no, they would have snitched on him as well and tried to get him fired if it were the other way around. Or if this were like maybe a white man who owned this construction company, they would have gone and told this white man or tried to tell this white man and see this guy, this, that, and the third, make whatever lies up or complain about whatever and try to get him fired as well so they can get their own people on the table, right? So this wasn't any kind of unity, immigrant unity, whatever. This wasn't because they love this Black man or because they love Africans or what. That's another thing, right? Notice how they did not recommend Africans. This man is an African man, but they did not even recommend an African man to replace these African Americans that they were complaining about. They recommended their own people. This was an attempted and thankfully failed clean sweep and replace all African descendants with Latinos operation. And I'm so glad this brother saw right through it. These are the kind of things I want to be seeing on my FYP. Not all of them useless diaspora wars that lead us nowhere. And I just know that whoever this Latino was, he wasn't even thinking about replacing with any Afro Latino, because let's not forget they exist, right? Afro Latinos. And this is how I know that he most certainly, whoever this person is, this Latino is, he did not have any Afro Latino in mind when he was thinking about trying to replace African Americans with Latinos. You cannot tell me that you are pro Afro Latinos if you are anti African Americans. It's not possible. It's not possible. You cannot gaslight me into believing that. If you are anti one Afro category group of people, you are anti all Afro people. And that is the exact same way I know this, whoever this person is not even a fan of Africans for real, because of, what I said earlier. And also this fact, right? As a matter of fact, the only way that they are even trying to or want to be associated with this African man whatsoever or work with him is because they are getting money from him. And they see him as an opportunity to ladder up, and as an opportunity for them to try to ladder their own people up. That's why they're putting up with him. And I saw someone ask in the comments, why did he employ this Latino person in the first place? And I totally get where this person is coming from, because if we want to keep it 100, these people, for the most part, they only employ themselves and they keep their things close knit and very selfish in the way they operate, right? That's why you find that if you go to Chinese establishments, you would only find Chinese there, even on the continent, guys, even on the continent, the motherland, they do the exact same thing. The same with the Indians and them other groups of people. And when they do employ the locals, they do this only because they want to be able to pay them basically nothing for their labor, and they treat them very badly, very terribly. So when they do employ locals, it's not because they care about the locals or want to give back to the community. No, once again, they are thinking only about how to benefit themselves only, right? How to grow themselves only, right? Off of that community that they are operating within. So because of this, I can understand the people who are of the opinion that, oh, they don't pick us, they don't care about us, so why do we pick them and why do we care about them? But I'm also of the opinion, and what I'm about to say is the same sentiments that you would see that the people under this comment thread were saying to this guy as well, which is that just because some other groups of people are acting in a crazy, diabolical manner, that don't mean we should mirror their behavior and stoop to that insane and evil level, all in the bid to quote unquote pay them back. Because not only would that make us a hypocrite, doing that would be us shedding away our humanity, and that's not good. But yes, there is a but, a big one at that. In this world we live in, is eat or get eaten. And while I don't exactly like really love that mentality or condone it or perpetuate it, but facts don't care about my feelings. This world as a whole don't care about my feelings. So what I think, what happens is what would happen, right? So I have to be realistic. And that's why I'm like, black people, we need to start making sure we are not getting eaten. We need to start picking ourselves and prioritizing ourselves. We need to start being just as selfish as them other groups of people. And this is not me saying as a black person that you shouldn't employ them other groups of people. I would never promote that kind of ideology. What I'm saying is prioritize you and yours. Put you and yours at the very tippy top of your scale of preference. Because guess what? Them other groups of people would not prioritize you over them. So I don't think at all that it was wrong of him to have employed this person, because we cannot be screaming about racism, talking about how terrible it is, which of course it is, right? And how terribly it affects our lives and all of this stuff, but then turn around and do the exact same thing. Like, yes, I know it's painful. It's hard to have to be dealing with all of these things, but we also have to find a way. I know it's not easy sometimes, but we have to find a way to always like be grounded and remind ourselves of what is right and what we shouldn't be doing. But all of that being said, still I would say, in as much as you do whatever it is that you are doing, Still prioritize yourself as a black person and prioritize your people, because the world don't give a damn about us at the end of the day. And we are all we have. So yes, let's keep being human, but let's not forget to be realistic. And let's not forget to prioritize our communities, because them other communities are doing just that unapologetically, might I add, right? So not be we one day yeah they do mumu, they do good Samaritan 100% for other groups of people forgetting ours. No, that's not how it's going to work around here. If that's how it has been working before, we are putting an end to that mentality. Let us not forget home first. Let us always remember home first. What is the saying again? Charity begins at home, Abby. So you start from your house first. That's how I see it. So I went through the comments of this video, and unsurprisingly, this is a thing that they have been doing for years now, right?
That's where I want to focus today. So while we have brothers who are unemployable because of whatever, you know, they are on the street corner smoking crack cocaine or trying to sell some dope, or the ones who want to work, but these jobs are not given to them because it's gotten to a point where within the construction industry itself, some of the Latinos are in hiring positions. And we know when a Latino gets into a hiring position in any industry in America, they don't hire black folk. When Latinos get into hiring positions in any industry in America, they do not hire African Americans. I know this for a fact because I have a lot of friends who are Latinos, and I have a lot of my African American cousins. Some of them who wanted to go into construction. It's not because the brothers don't want to work. It's because
I even came by a few comments of people saying that they had actually lost their jobs because of this behavior of them snitching on African Americans or black people. Even Africans too were saying that they do the same thing, they've experienced the same thing at their hands, right? Where they lost a job because they were snitched on and replaced with a Latino. And other Africans in the comments who are in top positions in their industry shared how they too experienced the same thing of them people coming to them snitching on other black people, trying to get them fired and replaced with Latinos. And it's just crazy because, like, here's the thing, I can understand them wanting to prioritize their own people in their spaces that they have created, right? But for them to be coming to other people's spaces, spaces that they did not create, spaces that they don't own, and they want those spaces to also prioritize their people only, like, that is insane. Coming to an African man, coming to a black person and telling them to get their own people out, like throw them out the door and prioritize your own people. Like, what level of audacity, what level of entitlement, what level of delusion is this?
for the time that I've been speaking, so many people have been flagging the life for the life to be taken down. Have I said anything bad about Latinos? I'm just speaking the obvious truth. Latinos don't like to work with black people. Latinos don't like to hire black people. I'm just saying the obvious truth. I'm just saying the obvious truth. Why are they reporting their life? As a matter of fact, if you're a Latino and you don't like what I'm saying, scroll on. I'm here to pass a message to African American men on how they can mobilize themselves to take over the construction industry labor force.
So I took a quick browse through this man's page just to see what more I would find on there. And unsurprisingly, he's a Pan-African and he hosts lives on TikTok where he encourages unity in the black community and also shares tips to black men, telling them how they too can start their own construction companies and empower other black men in the industry.
So I will recap before I go. Black men in various cities, Miami, New York, start to come together in groups and register labor force companies. Then go to the big companies and get the contracts. You can either get the contracts through hourly pay or one contractual sum. Then if you are 10 of you in the group, you can get a contract, say, for $500,000 to do all the labor in the company. Then you can hire other black guys to come as laborers, concrete mixers and all those things on the construction site. Then Once you start getting some brothers now who have some skill, you bring those brothers who have electrical skill, plumbing skill. Now you can bid for more contracts. Then you can morph up in the next 2 years. That little labor force company that you started can become a general contracting company. This same thing that the Latinos have done for the past 40 years in America. And today the Latinos are making billions upon billions and billions of dollars from the construction industry, which is a $2 trillion industry in America. I'm here to give the game to young African American men to do the same. You guys got to take these jobs, man. That's billions of dollars that can rebuild black.
So I just want to be clear for those who might be wondering, the videos ending abruptly as they have been ending all across this video, that's not my doing. That's how the videos are on his page. Because here's the thing, to quickly explain for people who are not on TikTok, when you go live on TikTok, regardless of how long this live is, TikTok is going to help you cut and segment this live into like a minute, couple seconds here and there, so you can repost those segments or moments from the lives, right? So because it's TikTok cutting it out and you are just reposting whatever TikTok cuts, that's how you have this kind of moments where, like, the video is cut abruptly. So I'm guessing that's what happened here. He just reposted moments that were cut out by TikTok for him. I just want to put that out there so people will not think, oh, is if you're cutting the clip. No, I'm not cutting clip. That's not my doing at all. But anyways, like I said earlier in the video, this is the kind of videos I want to be seeing on my FYP, videos promoting unity and Pan-Africanism, videos promoting how we can improve ourselves as a people, how we can grow and be successful and get ourselves to that place that we actually deserve to be as a people. That's what I want to see. Not all of these diaspora wars that these jobless people sometimes be starting as if they're gaining something from it, whereas they're gaining absolutely no effing thing, right? Moral lesson of the story, as a Black person, always stay focused and don't fall for the lies. If it's trying to tear you away from your people, just know that it's not for you. Just know that you should run far away from it. And that's it for this video. Let me know down below in the comment section what your thoughts are. Let's continue this conversation there. Thank you very much for watching. And of course, as always, I'll be catching you in the next one.
Because white Americans have been living with African Americans even from the day when our ancestors came from Africa as enslaved people. White Americans will work with African Americans who want to work. Latinos will not work with African Americans who want to work. There's a difference. There's a difference. White Americans will work with African Americans who want to work. But Latinos will not work with African Americans who want to work. Latinos only work with Latino. So if you ask me, I can tell you that from my own personal self, that Latinos are more discriminatory and racist towards African Americans than even you.